Okay, so that's going. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Let's go over to our mats together, and I'll tell you when to start that playlist if you are listening to the playlist with me. Hi, Rose. I'm glad you can make it. And Gina's joining us. Thank you, Gina. Derek. So let's start off in child's pose. I'll have you start the music in just a moment, but just let's settle in for a second. Spread the knees wide to the outer edges of the mat. Have your big toes touching. And then just lengthen your fingertips right in front of you. We'll just have a chill class today since all my other classes are chill, and that's just what I say. And get a little bit deeper into your breath. And let your hips sink down towards the heels. And sides of your mouth upwards as you start to rock that forehead side to side. And just feel grateful that you're here, right, Gina? Grateful. So grateful. It's a nice Saturday morning. It's beautiful outside, so hopefully you can get outside as well. But just be in the present moment. Know that if you haven't taken my class before, sometimes it moves a little bit faster than usual, a lot of one movement to one breath, but know that you can go your own pace. You can skip anything that sounds weird, and you can add in anything if you feel like adding it in. So start to maybe set an intention for your practice. How am I going to show up on my yoga mat this morning? And then just start to exhale all the air out of the lungs, letting go of the morning. And then inhale together, big breath in, fill it on up as you hold at the top. Exhale, HA. Again, deep inhale through the nose, big breath in as you fill up and hold at the top. Exhale, HA. Again, deep inhale through the nose, fill it on up. Exhale, HA. Now start to breathe in a little bit deeper, filling up the lungs a little bit more as you hold at the top, and then seal the lips this time. And then just exit the breath through the nose, creating that strong Ujjayi breath. Again, deep inhale through the nose, fill it on up. Exhale through your nose. One more time together, deep inhale breath. Exhale through your nose. I don't know where your cell phone is, but we're going to start the playlist together in 5, 4, 3, 2, press play. And that's our playlist. So take your hands over to the right side of the mat once you hit play, and take your left hand on top of the right. Just a couple breaths on this side at your own pace. Then you just walk your hands over to the left side of the mat, bringing that right hand on top of the left. And just stretch out the right side body. Pushing that right armpit in the direction towards the ground. Just take a couple breaths here. And then just walk your hands to center, lengthen through the fingertips as you inhale. Exhale, HA. Slowly start to come up into a tabletop, stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips. Bring your palms down, fingertips towards the knees, and you can start to just rock back and forth, maybe tucking the toes, or maybe going in those circles. We're just warming up the wrists. Know that at any point you can skip chaturangas if something feels weird, meeting back into downward dog. But we'll try to maybe bring the palms up, so tops of the hands down, maybe go in circles. This is going to be the chillest flow ever. Right, Gina? And then bring your palms down, fingertips towards the front of the room. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. And then just inhale, drop the belly, look up. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, ground the spine through the legs. Inhale, belly down, shift your gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale, belly down, shift your gaze up. Exhale, round. Now come back to a neutral spine. Send your right foot towards the back of the mat. Maybe roll out that ankle in one direction. Maybe roll out that ankle in the opposite direction. Send your left hand towards the front of the room as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach, lengthen. This time you're going to open it up. Right foot to the right, left hand to the left. Back to center, inhale, breath. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, open it up. So bring both hands down. Bring your right inner foot all the way to the right here. Walk your hands in as you circle, sweep. Hands go high. Exhale, bring your left hand all the way down to the mat. Reach through the right fingertips. Maybe push the hips forward. And then slowly start to come back to center, reaching that right leg back. Tuck the left toes as you find three-legged dog for the inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, half scorpion. Roll out that ankle. Keep your shoulders square as you push your chest back towards the shins. Back to three-legged dog as you inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Now slowly start to hover those knees 2 inches off of the mat. Zip up that belly, belly to spine. Holding here. Tell your neighbor, I hope you have a great practice today. And if you're not with the neighbor, say, I hope you have a great practice today, self. Holding here. For 3, for 2, 1. Bring your left leg, or right knee down, left leg towards the back. Roll out that ankle. I have lots of snaps and crackles, and roll out in the opposite direction. Keep your hips square. And then right hand goes towards the front of the room as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. With your breath, reach. Exhale, open it up. Foot to the left, hand to the right. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Reach, lengthen. Exhale, open. Hold here. Bring that left foot down to the mat. Left hand down. Walk your hands. Walk your hands. Circle, sweep hands up. Exhale, right hand comes down to the right. And then just push the hips forward. Let the heart open. Look up, gaze up. And then find your hands back to center. Tuck your right toes. Three-legged dog as the left leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, half scorpion. Roll out that ankle in one direction. So many rolls of the ankle. Lift that knee a little bit higher towards the ceiling. And then back to three-legged dog. Find your first downward facing dog. So walk out that puppy, bend the knees back and forth, pedal out those heels. Pretend you're in a real yoga class. Try not to give up, even if you see me stopping. Maybe spread the knees wide, spread the fingers wide, push your chest back. I look at Gina and I lose my train of thought. Maybe bend the knees slightly as you push your heels in the direction towards the mat. Find that nice deep downward facing dog and then slowly start to hinge forward into a high plank. We're still on our hands. Push your heels forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Squeeze the elbows into the sides of the ribs. Toes down, thighs lift, upward facing dog, shoulders down and back. And then downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. So just warming up that arms, finding your way back into downward dog. Bend your knees as you gaze forward. Spread the knees wide. Hover the knees. And then walk or float to the top of the mat as you halfway lift flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time till you find your way into Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders down and back. Circle sweep, the hands go up. Exhale, forward fold. Just with your breath. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low push up. Nice work. Awesome. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing. Do that again. Bend your knees as you gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top of the mat as you halfway lift flat back. forward fold. Circle sweep, arms go high. Exhale, fold. Just move with your breath, not overthinking. You're just halfway lifting as you inhale. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa, high to low push-up. Moving with your breath. Nice toe V. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bend your knees as you gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top as you halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep, arms go high. Exhale, sit down into your chair. So just sitting right here. More weight into your heels. Maybe lift the toes off of the mat. Inner rotate your palms, pinky fingers slightly in. Nice Val. Nice. Who is that? Yep, that's you, Steph. Sit a little bit deeper. Inner rotate the palms as you sit a little bit deeper. Zip up the belly to spine. Pretend you're on that porta potty, but you don't want to touch the booty, right? Sit a little bit deeper. Inhale together, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low push-up. I've barely warmed us up for what we're doing today. Inhale, upward facing dog, breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Right leg goes up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, just bring that foot in between the hands, warrior one. We're just gonna go right on into it. Doesn't matter, you're warmed up. Sit deep into the hips, square your shoulders forward. Maybe shift your gaze in between your fingertips. Be right here on your mat. Sit a little bit deeper, make sure that left foot is at a 45-degree angle and you're pushing weight into the knife edge of that left foot. Square shoulders forward. Oh, I like this song. It's on all the playlist. So we're gonna stay here, sit deep into your hips. When you exhale, you can watch me at first, but you're gonna go into a revolved side angle towards the back of the mat. So just know you're just turning your feet towards the back of the mat. So you're gonna inhale at warrior one, exhale to a revolved side angle. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. But that back right heel is still down onto the mat. So you're just twisting here. Just a nice little stretchy class. Yes. Beautiful. Maybe shift your gaze over that left shoulder. Holding here for 3, 2. Keep your legs where they are, and then just reverse your warrior. Left hand goes up to the sky as you inhale, look up. Sit deep into your hips, and then you're gonna flow through your vinyasa, high to low push-up. Just move with your breath. Inhale fills you. Exhale, down dogs you. Let's do that again. Right leg steps forward, rise up to warrior one. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, revolve side angle towards the top of the mat. So now the right hand comes down, left hand comes up, and there's a deep bend in that left knee. Breathing here. So keep your legs where they are, and then inhale, reverse your warrior as the left hand goes high, and then flow through your vinyasa. So you're just moving, breathing, inhaling for that up dog, exhaling for the down dog. Nice. So let's do that on the other side. Left leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands, warrior one. And you'll just hold here for a moment because you did so on the other side. Just be right here. Nice, Rose. Nice, Lori Stewart. Sit a little bit deeper into the hips. Nice, Molly. Square your shoulders forward. You're just holding here, knowing that on the next little round you'll move a little bit faster. And then we'll do it together. Maybe look in between the fingertips and then imagine energy shooting through the fingertips. Sit deeper, look up, gaze up. Big breath in. And then you can find your way into a revolved side angle where left hand will come to the back of the mat, right hand will come up. And you're just twisting here. So make sure that left heel is down onto the mat. Breathing. You already know that you're going to root down, keeping the legs the way they are, and just reverse the warrior. So now right hand can come up, look up, big breath in, and then flow through your vinyasa. So that should feel really nice. That's all I want, is a really nice flow for you. Finding that downward facing dog as you exhale. Let's do that again. Left leg steps forward, warrior one. Inhale, breath. Exhale to a revolved side angle to the top of the mat. Reverse your warrior as you inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. That's nice, yes, Gina?
It works.
It works. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So let's go through that again. One movement to one breath. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top as you halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep, the arms go high. Maybe just sit down into that chair. Big breath in, forward fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga, high to low. Now we just move with stronger breath when you inhale. You should be able to hear yourself breathing as you find downward dog. Right leg steps forward, warrior one, big breath in. Exhale, revolve side angle to the back of the mat. Reverse your warrior. Chaturanga, move with breath. Inhale, down dog. Right leg forward, warrior one. Exhale, revolve side angle to the top of your mat. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, flow. So many chaturangas to start us off on this nice sunny day. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg, warrior one. Inhale, breath. Exhale, revolve side angle, left hand down. Reverse your warrior. Chaturanga as you exhale. Intentional breathing. Inhale. Down dog. This is a long song. Left leg forward, warrior one. Exhale to a revolved side angle, left hand down. Reverse your warrior. Where did your mat go? In chaturanga. You've got a baby mat now. Oh no. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can fix your mat if you need to. That sounds nice. Or you can have that nice downward dog.
That's holding me back.
Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float as you halfway lift flat back. Exhale, forward Savasana. Circle sweep, the arms go high. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Sit here with a smile on your face for the breath in, Allie. And then exhale, forward fold. Crow poser, halfway lift flat back. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa without overthinking. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Right leg goes up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose with breath. Do you want my mat? Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale to your right elbow. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Hold here, or you can start to straighten out that leg to the left. Right hand comes up, hips go high. Did I say left hand is up? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. And then back to three-legged dog. Thank you. Inhale. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands. Warrior one, breath in. Exhale to a revolved side angle, right hand down. Reverse your warrior as you inhale. Hold right here. And then exhale to the top of your mat, warrior two. So now you're in warrior two towards the front of the room. Gaze over those front fingertips. Peel that right knee slightly open to the right. Sit deeper. And then flip your palm, hinge forward and hold here for that inhale breath. Exhale, extend both hands forward. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Three-legged dog as you inhale. Maybe leave that leg up as you flow through your vinyasa high to low. Upward dog, inhale breath. Exhale to downward dog. Left leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, right elbow, hold here, or straighten out that leg to the right as the right hand comes up, hips go high. I did it! And I know my rights and lefts. Good work. Awesome. For 3, for 2, 1. Back to three-legged dog. Left leg is high. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands. Warrior 1, inhale. Exhale, revolved side angle to the back of the mat. Reverse your warrior as you inhale. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front of your mat. So now we find that nice warrior 2 on this side. Gaze right over your front fingertips. Peel that left knee open so it stays stacked. Can you get your hips a little bit lower, sitting deep into those hips? Now inhale, flip your palm, hinge forward, hold here. Exhale, extend both hands towards the front of the room. So can you keep your legs exactly the way they are as you just lengthen through your fingertips? For 5, 4, sit deeper. 3, 2, bring both hands down to the mat. Three-legged dog, left leg goes up to the sky. Leave it up maybe as you flow through your vinyasa. Nice bell, inhale, upward dog. Exhale, HA to the ha. Beautiful. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float as you halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep, the arms go high as you inhale. Exhale, swing your left arm underneath the right, palms to touch, thumbs toward the face. Sit deep into your hips as you bring your left leg up and over the right, finding that eagle pose. Elbows go a little bit higher as you sit a little bit deeper. Maybe the left toes tuck behind that right calf, or they can go where they go. Don't overthink. Breathing here. Sit a little bit deeper. Inhale together, big breath in. Exhale, sleep that eagle. Elbows come down towards the knees. Rounding here, connecting here, fingertips in the direction towards the ground. And then reach that left leg towards the back of the mat, airplane eagle as you reach forward, reach back. As you keep your arms intertwined, you start to slowly bring the fingertips down towards the mat. Maybe lift that left heel a little bit higher just for funsies. And then warrior 1 without thinking, warrior 1. Exhale, revolve side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to warrior 2, front of the mat. Flip your palm, hinge. Exhale, extend. Bring both hands to heart center as you lift your left heel off of the mat. Reach your hands forward now. Extended crescent. Breathing here. Lift your right heel. So now right heel is high as you lengthen through those fingertips. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. One more time as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze. The right heel is still high. Now both hands come down to the mat. Three-legged dog, right leg goes up. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, stay or flip your dog. All right. You can flip your dog, or you can stay in that three-legged dog for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then do 5 push-ups. I'm watching you. Even if your camera's off, I'm watching you. 5, 4, 3, 2. You're having a good time. 1. Nice, Julie. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, HA to the ha. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top of the mat as you halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep, arms go high. Exhale, swing your right arm underneath the left, palms to touch. This song is so exciting. Inhale, sit deep into your hips and bring your right leg up and over the left. So now you're in eagle on this side. Even though the music is so exciting and you wish you were flowing right now, sit deeper, elbows go higher. Belly to spine. Beep. You're happy. Inhale together, big breath in. Exhale, sleep that eagle. Elbows come down towards your knees. It's so hot in here. Beautiful, hold. For 3, for 2, and then release right leg to the back of the mat, airplane eagle. Holding here, and then slowly bring your fingertips down towards the mat like you're going into a standing split. And if you fall, you don't care because I'm not watching and no one else is watching and you're in your living room for 3, 2, warrior 1. Deep inhale breath. Exhale, revolve side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior, big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front of the mat. Flip your palm, hold here. Exhale, extend your hands towards the front of the room. Hold, hold, hold. Bring your hands to heart center. I don't know why I did this. Lift your right heel and extend both hands towards the front of the room. Extended crescent. Hold here. Zip up that belly. Now lift your left heel off of the mat. Left heel is high, right heel is high. Breath, inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hands down, 3-legged dog. Woo! Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, stay or flip your dog. Knowing you can stay in that 3-legged dog as well. Hips go high. Find that expression. And then you'll come back into that 3-legged dog as you inhale. And then maybe do only 3 push-ups for fun and for free. 2, 3. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Beautiful. Come into a tabletop, stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips. Good. Nice. Time for a break. Send your right leg towards the back of the room. Send your left hand towards the front of the room. Lift that right heel, lift that left thumb as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach, lengthen. You're just going to squeeze again. Inhale, reach, lengthen, hold here. Bend the knee, grab the foot, and kick into that hand. Maybe you're flaring your toes. Maybe you're shifting your gaze over that left shoulder. And then you'll come back to center. 3-legged dog, right leg goes high. Knee to your nose. Lengthen 3-legged. Exhale to your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to your right elbow. Hold here or fly into an arm balance. Otherwise, just stay where you are. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands, warrior 1 as you inhale. Exhale to a revolved side angle, front of the mat. Reverse your warrior, breath in. Exhale to warrior 2. Flip your palm as you hinge. Exhale, extend. Bring your hand, just stay here and find your way into an extended crescent. Now bring your hands to heart center. Lift your right heel off of the mat and twist. Left elbow to the outside of that right knee. So both heels are high again. You can leave that right heel down to the mat if you want to. You can bring that left knee down to the mat. Maybe open up the arms here. Otherwise, this is a great place to stay. 4, 5. And then you'll find your way into a prayer twist, bringing that left leg in 4, 3, 2, prayer twist. Left foot meets the right, both heels down, and your knees are in line, and you're still pushing that right palm down into the left. You can open your arms here, or you can go into a side crow. All choices. Otherwise, stay in as you're in that prayer twist. Make sure your knees stay in line. Oh, we lost like 3 people. Was it me? You can open up. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back to center as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold like you mean it. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good job, Gina. Now come down to your knees, coming into that tabletop. Left leg goes to the back of the room. Right hand goes to the front of the room. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen, bend your knee, grab your foot, kick into the hand. Flare your toes. Maybe shift your gaze over that right shoulder. Take this where you want to take this. 5, 4, 3, 2. Back to center. And then three-legged dog. Left leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to your right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to your left elbow. Hold here or fly into an arm balance. So you just stay there. Find that breath. 3, 2, stay. 1, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands. Warrior 1, breath in. Exhale, revolve side angle to the back of your mat. Reverse your warrior. Exhale to warrior 2, front of the room. Flip your palm and hold here. Exhale, extend both hands towards the front of the mat. Now lift your right heel and turn your belly down and find your way into that extended crescent. Bring your hands to heart center as the left heel comes off of the mat, and then twist right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Beautiful, pushing that left palm down into the right. Maybe you'll open your arms here. Maybe you'll bring your right knee down to the mat here. But wherever you are, you're focusing on your breath for 5, 4. Both heels high. 3, 2, prayer twist. Right foot meets the left. Oh, and you're like, thank goodness, I'm still twisting, still having strong legs. Nice work. What's going on, Lori? We're in a prayer twist. So try to make sure the booty is below the heart. Try to push that left palm down into the right. Then you can open your arms or go into side crow. How do your legs feel? Fantastic?
Praying and prayer twist.
Praying and prayer twist. Good. Good. Hopefully you guys are all praying as well. Nice rows. Beautiful. For 3, taking this where you want to. And then 2. And then 1. Come back to center. Utkatasana. And then sit deeper into the hips. Oh, thank God. Bring your hands back to heart center. Let's stay. Lift your heels off of the mat. So heels will go higher. Booty goes lower. Maybe you spread the knees wide as the knees go to the outer edges of the mat. Lower, 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 lower. And then maybe take your hands down to the mat and bring your knees up onto your triceps and find your way into crow pose. Hinging forward, maybe play with bringing 1 or 2 feet off of the mat, big toes to touch back behind you. You can go into a tripod headstand if you like to go there. Otherwise, you can also come into a malasana, wide-legged squat, hands to heart center, just spreading the knees wide, pushing the knees away with the elbows. Nice, Toby. Breathing. We have lots of time left. Good. Awesome. Maybe you slowly start to find your way back into that, whatever it is. And then maybe you find your way into a malasana, wide-legged squat. Exhale, forward fold. Your feet are hip-width distance. Walk the feet in a little bit closer. Take your 2-piece fingers, hook them around the big toes. Bend your knees as much as you'd like to make that happen. And then inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, pull, elbows to the sides of the room. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, pull. 1 more inhale, flat back. Exhale, pull. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Heel toe the feet back together. Circle sweep, the hands go high. Phew. Now Now lift your right knee up to a tabletop. Take your right hand around the right knee, or two peace fingers can hook around that right big toe. And then you just open it up. Knee comes over to the right, left hand comes over to the left. If you're holding on to that knee, you can also maybe let it go and just have both hands up, palms to the sides. Yep. Since you're already in this position, you're going to find your way into a half moon from here. So just slowly bringing that left hand down, right hand up, and then bring the right hand down, left hand up, revolved half moon, bringing that right butt cheek down slightly. And then both hands can come down to the mat, standing splits as you lift that right heel high. Maybe playing with going into a handstand if you like to go there. Otherwise, you can stay in your standing splits and just play with your balance. Beautiful. Slowly start to bring that right heel down to the mat. Hands go high, warrior one with the left foot forward. And then swoosh the hands back. Interlace your hands at your low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And maybe bring that left shoulder to the inside of that left knee. Lift those fingertips. And then bring both hands down to the mat, forward fold. We're just having a nice little break. Inhale, circle, sweep. The hands go high. Now bring your left knee up to a tabletop. Then you can take your left hand around the left knee, or two peace fingers hook around the big toe. And you can slowly start to open it up. Knee comes over to the left, hand comes over to the right. If you let go of that knee on the other side, you can always do that again, both palms up. Holding here. And then find your way into that half moon. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Stack that left shoulder right over the right, left hip goes over the right. Breathing here. And then revolved half moon. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. And then both hands come down to the mat, standing splits on this side. Oh, I did something weird. So you can go into a handstand here, or you can maybe take your right hand around the right calf, or maybe two hands around that calf, trying to bring that forehead towards the shin, or go into those handstands. Just notice your breath. For 3, for 2, 1. Bend the right knee, left heel comes down, hands go up. Exhale, swoosh the hands back behind you. Interlace your hands at your low back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe bringing that right shoulder to the inside of that right knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, chaturanga high to low. Moving with your breath. Inhale, fills upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, let's move on. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top as you halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Circle sweep, arms go high. Exhale, forward fold. This time, Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale, breath. Now exhale into a half moon, just like we were doing. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Beautiful job. Now inhale, single-legged Tadasana. All the things broken up. Inhale. Exhale, extended crescent. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Breath in. Exhale to a side angle. Now take that left hand to the low back, coming into a half bind. Maybe go into a full bind here if you like to go there. Maybe bird of paradise if that is in your practice. So your choice. Otherwise, just stay in that side angle. Awesome, Allie. Beautiful. Care Bear, I bet you're doing great, but I can't see you. 4, 3, 2, And then Allie, you can slowly start to bring your way back into that side angle. Side angle, just open up your arms. And then left hand comes down, Vashisthasana, side plank. Stacking that right leg over the left. You can bring that left knee down to the mat if you'd like to. And just take this where you want to. Hips go high, look up, gaze up, big breath in. And then just flow through your vinyasa, high to low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog, breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bend your knees as you look forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top of the mat. Maybe just circle, sweep the hands, go high. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana for your inhale breath. Exhale into half moon. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Single-legged Tadasana as the right knee comes up to that tabletop. Exhale, extended crescent, reaching forward, reaching back. Bring the back heel down as you reverse your warrior, left hand high. Exhale to a side angle, nice. You can stay here in that side angle, or you can take that right hand to the low back, coming into a half bind. You can go into a full bind, or maybe bird of paradise if you'd like to go there. Otherwise, just stay here and hang out. You have nowhere else to be, except for outside. Ow, I hurt my shoulder. Beautiful, nice job. If you're in that bird of paradise, just find that fullest expression, awesome. And then you'll find your way back into that side angle. Side angle, just open up your arms here. Did we reverse? No. Just take your right hand down when you're ready and find your way into a Vashisthasana, side plank. Beautiful. Flex the feet, flare the toes, lift those hips. Maybe modify if you want to. Find your fullest expression. And then flow through your vinyasa when you're ready. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing. Beautiful job. Take a couple breaths here. And then inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or float to the top of the mat as you circle, sweep the hands, go up to the sky for the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, half moon with the right hand down. Inhale, single-legged Tadasana, left knee comes up. Exhale, extended crescent. Sorry, neighbors. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, revolve side angle, left hand down. Inhale, reverse your triangle as you straighten out, whoa, that right leg. Exhale to Trikonasana, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. You can stay right here, or you could do whatever variation you usually like to do here. Otherwise, just stay,
Watch your shoulder.
Yeah. I wish you could talk to me, but I have Derek. When you're ready, you'll rise all the way up, turn your right toes in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you inhale. Exhale, flat back, forward fold. Take your hands to the knife edges of the feet. Actively pull your crown of the head in the direction towards the mat. Opportunity to go into a tripod headstand if you'd like to go there. Otherwise, this is a great place to stay. Good job, Jada.
That's a really good leg stretch.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
When you're ready, you can slowly start to bring your feet down to the mat. Take your hands right down to the mat. Walk yourself into a low lunge towards the front. Now left knee comes down, hands come up, moon pose. Push the hips forward, hands go high as you inhale. Exhale, straighten out that right leg, flex the toes back towards the face. Let's do that again. Moon pose as you inhale. Exhale, straighten out that right leg. Stay right here, Or you can take your left hand to the outer edge of that right foot, or you can go into a full split. Woo! Go into a full split. Just kidding. Nice. Good job. Four, three, 4, 2, 1. Slowly start to find your way into that low lunge as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold, feet together. Circle sweep, hands go high as you inhale, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hips low, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale to half moon, left hand down, right hand high. Inhale, single-legged Tadasana, right knee comes up. Exhale, extended crescent. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale to revolved side angle. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Left hand goes high. And then find Trikonasana, left hand down, right hand up. Make sure that right foot is at a 45-degree angle, right hip is slightly down. And you could do whatever variation you did on the other side. Nice, nice, nice. So try not to have weight in that left arm. You're lengthening through the right fingertips. And then you'll rise all the way up. Turn your left toes in. Interlace your hands at your low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. And then flat back, forward fold. You can go into a tripod headstand if you'd like to go there. Or you can also alternate, bringing left hand down, right hand up. Whatever hand you choose, doesn't matter. If you need more, you can always take that left hand to that right ankle maybe. Just making sure that whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. And if you're in a tripod headstand, you'll slowly start to bring the feet down to the mat. And no rush, you're just finishing up whatever side. Finding your hands back to center as you walk yourself into a low lunge towards the top of the mat. Right knee comes down, hands come up, moon pose as you inhale. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, moon pose, big breath in. Exhale, half splits. Stay right here. You can go into full splits or maybe take that right hand to the outer edge of the left foot. What's that?
Full splits right here.
I know, same.
I'm hiding behind you.
I'm not doing it.
What's going on?
It's relaxing. Told you it'd be a relaxing class.
Legs doing different?
Just getting you ready for whatever you do next. Maybe watch a Seahawks game. And then you'll wrap it up in 3, in 2, and then find your way into a low lunge for your inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold, feet together. Ah, one vertebra at a time, slowly start to rise. Nice and slow. Circle sweep, hands go high. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the booty too. Now inhale, hands come up. Sit down into your chair. Now lower that booty all the way down to the mat. And find your way into a boat pose. So as you find your way into that boat pose, you're going to slowly find your way into low boat. Take your hands behind your ears and then lift the legs up and lift the booty and then find your way into a boat. Low boat, hands behind the ears, lift the legs, lift the booty and roll up into the boat. Lower, hands, legs up, lift, find your way into boat. lower, hands, legs up, lift, boat. Lower, hands, lift, boat. Take your hands to a diamond. You're going to pulse on each side, Derek, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower, hands behind the ears, legs up, and then just lift the booty for 1. Just lift it for 2. Lift 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now pulse up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Spread the legs, pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right leg high, left leg lower. Hover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Switch legs and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Legs up, hands behind the head, and lift the booty for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold here. Spread the knees wide, feet to touch, and then lift the booty again, but touch the elbows with the knees for 1. Last 2. Last 3, 4, 5. Do you feel this? 6, 7, 8, 9. Now touch the knees to the elbows and pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. That was fun. So feet towards the front of the room, hands to the sides, palms facing up. Beautiful. Just a nice relaxing class. Hug the knees into the chest. Bring the soles of the feet down. Knees are hip, hip, with distance. Take your hands, touch your ankles. Then fingertips come down to the mat, root down through the heels, exhale. And then inhale, lift the hips high. Maybe interlace your hands beneath you as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe you go into a full wheel if that is in your practice. Did you guys know it's my birthday at the end of this month? You guys all have to come to my class on January 31st so you can sing to me.
I'm good on that day.
I think of wheel and I think of my birthday. Hips go high. And then slowly lower. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees spread wide. Just take a couple breaths. Knees back together, hug the knees into the chest. Rock and roll yourself into a downward facing dog so we can do the next part of the class. Right leg goes up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your right elbow. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Hold here. Then slide that knee down to your left wrist. All the way down to your left wrist. Bring your booty all the way down. Left hand goes back behind you. Right hand comes up. Hips go high. Three-legged dog as you inhale. Don't overthink it, just go into it. Now go into half pigeon. Knee comes over to the right, foot comes over to the left. Square your hips as you rise the chest up. And then you can slowly lower down to your forearms, or you can reach your hands straight in front of you, bringing your forehead down to the mat or down to your hands. Keep your right foot flexed to protect that knee. If this is too much, you can always go into a reclined pigeon on your back. Oh, this is that song. You can go into whatever variation you like to do here. Otherwise, just stay for 3 more breaths. So when you're ready, you'll walk yourself up. Sending that right leg up to the sky, big breath in. And then find downward dog. Inhale, left leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale to your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to your right elbow. Hold at the right elbow. Then bring that knee all the way down to the right wrist. Now bring the booty down. Right hand comes back behind you. Left hand comes up as the hips go high. And then back to 3-legged dog. Sending that left leg up to the sky. Half pigeon as the knee comes over to the left side of the mat, foot comes to the right. You'll square the hips and rise that chest. And then lower down to your forearms, reaching the hands straight in front of you, and just relax here. Oh, it's so nice. So whatever you did on the other side, did you go into a variation? You can go there again. Otherwise, just stay right here. Let the head hang heavy. Let the chest relax. Keep the left foot square, flexed. And take 3 strong breaths in and out through your nose. When you feel even on this side, you can start to walk the hands in, rising that chest up, sending that left leg back behind you, finding that 3-legged dog, and then finding your way back into that down dog for the last time for this class. You can bring your knees down to the mat, you can get your water break, or you can go into a camel pose if you want to go there. Knees are hip width distance, take your hands to the booty area, low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, push your hips forward as you let the heart open, head falls back. It's your choice. Maybe you're getting a drink of water, maybe you're going into that camel, or maybe you're just finding your way all the way down to your mat. So once you're all the way down to the mat, you can just send your legs straight up to the sky. You already know what's going on. Hands underneath the hips if you want to have that Viparita Karani, flexing the toes back towards your face. Or you can support your hips and find plow pose, sending the toes in the direction towards the ground behind you. The toes don't need to ever touch, but they're just heading in that direction. Try not to look around in this posture to protect that spine. Plow is a good place to go, or you can also find shoulder stands, supporting your hips, sending the feet straight up towards the sky. Try to push your hips more towards the back of the room, and then stack your heels right above the hips. I bet you're doing great, David Martini Bambini. Flare your toes. You can stay in that shoulder stand, or you can also find your way into Deaf Man's Pose, bringing the knees to the sides of the ears. Hips stay high as you take your hands to the outer edges of the feet. And then slowly find your way into that happy baby pose, the happiest pose of the day. Happiest babies. Plant your tailbone down, plant your spine down, just rock side to side. Maybe you straighten out one or two legs, getting all excited. Sorry. And then hug your knees into the chest. Send your left leg all the way down to the mat. Interlace your hands below that right knee as you squeeze that knee up and towards your right armpit. Flex the foot. Feel that pinch sensation. And then exhale, supine twist. Knee comes over the body to the left. Right hand comes over to the right. Look over that palm as you close your eyes. Keep both shoulder blades planted as you twist. And then come back to center, hugging that knee in again. And switch legs. Right leg goes long, left leg comes up. Interlace below that left knee. Squeeze that knee up and towards the left armpit. Flex the foot. And then find supine twist. Knee comes over the body to the right. Left hand comes over to the left. Look over that palm. Close your eyes. Shoulders stay planted as you twist. Two more breaths. And then slowly start to come back to center, hugging that knee in one more time. Give it a big squeeze in. And then hug both knees into the chest, hugging yourself completely as you grab opposite elbows around the legs. Start to bring that forehead up to meet the knees. Squeeze yourself into one tiny little ball of contracted energy for a deep breath in. And then exhale to Savasana, letting the feet splay to the sides, hands to the sides, palms facing up, eyes are closed. Mind is off. And you're just resetting here. Or you're aggressively moving and running away. I can't see you. Just be right here. Can we allow ourselves to find stillness in this moment and just find gratitude for our practice? Thank you so much for coming, and if you have any requests of times, just let me know, since I email you all the time. Think about how you're going to show up for the rest of the day, and just be here right now. You'll never experience this very moment again in this exact way. So if we're still holding on to anything, let's let it go. One big breath in as a class. Biggest breath in as you hold at the top. Exhale, HA. And just feel free to stay here as long as you like, and the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.